What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV back here for another episode of the 5 Takeaways, where we're going to take a look at the 2-0 win over Everton at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium yesterday and see what 5 things we can take away from the game. If you're new around here, do scroll down and smash that subscriber button, and let's get straight into it with number 1, improving Perisic.
Yeah, and I thought it was a much better display from Ivan Perisic, and Conte seemed to think so as well after the game, saying that's the Perisic that he knows, and with how he's able to play, and he knows that he's starting to hit those levels now. The stats back it up as well. He had 4 key passes, more than any other player on the pitch. He had 4 accurate crosses as well, which is much more than anyone else as well. 4 out of 6 crosses as well, which is a pretty good ratio. Made 1 tackle, 1 interception, and I thought he linked up really well with Son throughout the game. So much improved performance from Perisic for me.
Yeah, and for people who are saying that Perisic and Son can't really play together and it stifles Son, I don't think it did that yesterday. And I think when you've got players of such high quality in Perisic and Son, they're always going to find a way for them to link together. But yeah, I agree. Yesterday was definitely a big step in the right direction for Perisic, and also we don't have anyone in the squad that can cross to anywhere near his level, so he's going to be a very important player for us moving forward, and I'm happy he's showing signs of improvement. But let's get into number 2, and that is dominant Spurs.
So yeah, Spurs really did dominate the game from start to finish, and stats also pretty much speak volumes of how dominant we were. It was our first time, it was the first game this season Spurs didn't concede a shot on target throughout the whole 90 minutes. It was also our best performance for shot creative actions, touches in the final third, progressive carries, key passes and passes in the final third, and it was also our second best game of the season for shots on target, and our second highest possession of the season as well at 63%. So really,
when did we get more than that?
I think it was Frankfurt, apparently, away from home. So really impressive display from Spurs, and you've got to be happy with how on the front foot we were and how attacking we were.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've said it in all the videos pretty much so far today, but I'm seeing signs of this team starting to click now. Everyone's been saying, yeah, we've been getting the results, but the performances haven't really been there. But I think performances are getting better and better as the weeks progress, starting with that Frankfurt game, to be fair. So happy days. Antonio Conte is starting to all gel it together now, and we're going to be a force to be reckoned with, I believe, with the games coming up now. So happy days. Let's move on to number 3, takeaway number 3, and that is all Action Kane.
Yeah, so Kane did score his 10th goal of the season in all competitions, 9 goals in 10 games in the Premier League, but it was definitely an all-action display from Harry Kane. 7 shots on goal, 4 on target, 3 key passes, which was second only to Ivan Perisic as well, 2 dribbles, which was more than anyone else. So it was a real all-action display. He was covering lots of ground. He was really difficult to deal with, and it was a fantastic display. It was one of those old school Kane displays where he seems to be shooting from any angle, and I thought he was in top form and really, really impressive.
Yeah, not only that, you see a few nutmegs in there as well. Dribbling display was on full flow. So loving what I'm seeing from Harry Kane at the moment, and he's really trying to drive the team forward. And you've also got other players as well really doing that too. So happy days again. I keep saying happy days here for every takeaway, but I'll keep saying it because it is happy days. But let's move on to number 4, and that is formation change.
Yeah, and obviously Spurs were playing pretty decent. We were dominant in the first half. We had 10 shots to Everton's 4, but Everton did have four shots in that first half, with 5 of our shots in the first half coming inside the box. But in the second half, once we did make that formation change, it even increased our already dominant display, and we became even more dominant with 10 shots inside the area. Everton not having a single shot on goal in the second half. And in the first half, we had 1 shot on target compared to 6 shots on target in the second half. So the formation change definitely did help the team, despite the fact we were on top. It increased our domination and led us to 3 points.
Yeah, and it's great to see that we've got 2 ways of playing, 2 different setups to play, and we're both playing them at quite a high level. And I thought, especially when we went into the second half with that 3-5-2, I just thought like there was no beating us. We were just so dominant. Everton couldn't even get in our half, let alone anywhere near our box. And it's great to see that we can deploy these 2 formations in the game as well. We've seen it in a few games now. The Brighton game, we've seen 2 formations. In the Leicester game, we've seen 2 formations. And now in this game, we've seen 2 formations too. And all 3 of those games have been super, super dominant displays. So again, Happy days. Let's move on to the last, fifth and final takeaway, and that is best ever start.
So yeah, Spurs with a win yesterday takes it to 23 points after 10 games, which is Tottenham's best ever start to a Premier League campaign in their history, and it's our best start to a campaign ever since I think 1962 I think it was. So really impressive stuff for Antonio Conte, even considering a lot of people saying Spurs haven't even clicked yet. So the fact we got our best ever start, 7 wins, 2 draws and a defeat, is very, very impressive. And Spurs also carry a 100% home record this season, so we carry on our home comforts, and I believe we've won now 12 in our last 13 home games, so we really are making it a fortress. But yeah, best ever start to a Premier League campaign is a very good achievement for Conte.
It's an amazing achievement, it really is. And you know, for the fans that keep complaining week in, week out, saying the football's not good, this is not good, that's not good, best ever start to a Premier League campaign, so you again can't really complain. And you know what I'm going to say, happy days. So that is your 5 takeaways from the game yesterday, 2-0 against Everton. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought of our takeaways, and also if we've missed anything out, put your takeaways in the comment section below. Like, subscribe and comment, and as always,
come on you Spurs.